Good evening, Twisters. Hello, Sharks fans and hockey fans alike. Tonight we've got ourselves a game between wow, can't talk. It's Monday, of course, and Cortana kept me up all night. But the Blackhawks are taking on the Sharks from the United Center in Chicago, and we'll see if the Sharks can snap out of a little mini funk they've been in here on this 5-game road trip. They had a 3-0 lead against the Oilers. They dropped that game. Then they went into Calgary 2 days later, and they laid a little bit of an egg there as well. Calgary playing a fantastic game of their own. So for the Sharks, a chance for them to rebound, hopefully get back into a playoff spot. They are actually out of the playoffs if the postseason were to start today. The Blackhawks will still be a pretty good test, especially because now they have, of course, Connor Bedard back in the lineup and lots of other young talents on the team, from Frank Nazar to Oliver Moore to Sam Renzel and plenty others. This is probably what is the youngest team in the NHL. We've got Nick joining us. It sounds like you're actually at the game. So good evening to you, and I hope you have a fantastic time. And I hope that 98 in red and, of course, 71 in white can put on quite a show tonight. We've got Sports Geeks hanging out with us. We've got Vanessa. We got Trevor. What's going on, buddy? Mike, how you doing, buddy? How are the Penguins winning 7 games in a row? Stuart Skinner is starting to look like Principal Skinner because he's a boss out there. What's up, Nick? How you doing, man? We got Ethan here as well. How am I doing? Well, Cortana kept me up a little bit last night. She was having some digestive issues, and so she woke me up at 1 and then at 3:30, and I lost at least an hour of sleep right there. And then she woke me up again by throwing up. She's feeling a lot better, though, and actually she wants to come say hello. Cortana, you want to come say hi and have a little treat? What's up, Dean? How you doing, man? Cortana, here, treat. Nope, she's got a stick in her mouth already. But anyway, I'm surviving. We've also got, by the way, a guest at first intermission tonight. So Puck Guy 14, his name's Eric. He's going to be joining us. He's been running a podcast on YouTube for over a decade now, Teal Town USA. I put a link in the pinned chat and also in the stream description. So Teal Town USA, of course, being a Sharks podcast. And Eric's channel is probably one of the main reasons why I got into creating content on YouTube. So it's my first time speaking with Eric, apart from one other time. I met him at the tank many, many moons ago, but I'm excited to connect with him here again. And hopefully we can have some fun conversations around what the remainder of the season holds for the San Jose Sharks. You're glad to be back in the United Center. Fantastic. Yeah, it sucks that we're going to be without some NHL action, but at least pretty soon we're going to have some Winter Olympics hockey to look forward to. Holy hell, the Stadium Series. Yeah, that's probably the most exciting. That might be one of the 3 most exciting outdoor games that we've seen so far. Where are the Sharks in the division? I believe also by total points, but by record, they are 6th right now. But they're almost deadlocked with the Ducks and the Kings. As a matter of fact, if the Sharks win today, they would vault to 4th in their division on points percentage. So they would be holding down the first wild card. But yeah, we've got Cortana hanging out with us here. Here, I got the Cortana camera activated. There she is, and she's feeling much better. Hopefully, the Sharks don't shit the bed almost like Cortana did last night, and they bring home a victory. And of course, as you guys know, when we get ourselves a Sharks goal, even a Blackhawks goal, Cortana gets a treat. Good catch, girl. Or if you want to toss a couple bucks in the super chat, then we would give Cortana a super treat for that as well. We've got, of course, one of the key representatives of the Vancouver Canucks refugee program hanging out here with the San Jose Sharks fans. What's up, Russ? How you doing, man? Thanks again for coming on the show a couple days ago. And yeah, you absolutely crushed it. No surprise whatsoever. We had 2 goalie fights within 2 weeks in the state of Florida, not to mention like almost record freezing temperatures over there. I heard that Miami with the wind chill felt like it was in the teens, which is absolutely crazy. While I live 2 hours south of Canada, and yeah, it's been in the 40s. It's kind of weird. Let's see here. Lots of our most passionate of twisters hanging out with us this evening. Yeah, we got Sports Geeks hanging out here, Vanessa. So we got all sorts of fan bases represented. But of course, we're going to be mostly as a group, pulling for the road team here, the San Jose Sharks. Again, a loss against the Oilers in overtime when they had a 3-0 lead, the Oilers just poured it on. Unfortunately for the Sharks, they just couldn't quite counter anything the Oilers were throwing their way. And then against the Calgary Flames, as well as Alex Nedeljkovic played, he busted his butt out there. But the team was just getting outworked mostly on the Flames forecheck. And even the special teams for Calgary was a bit of a problem at some point as well. The refs in this game are awful. They are calling everything on us. 4th trip to the box already, and what would that be? Is it the first period? That would be a lot. Islanders swept the Rangers. Matthew Schaefer is already in just his rookie season becoming an icon among the New York Islanders fans. I would say that maybe you as Islanders fans would be even more looking forward to what the future holds with him than you were with John Tavares back in the day. Devils have 5 more wins than the Kings, and they are second to last in the East, while LA is in a wild card spot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the imbalance of power is pretty crazy. Whoa, I have not seen you in forever. How you doing, Afton? Your Dallas Stars are kind of a shell of their former selves. Yeah, it has been looking like that. The amount of losses they had throughout the year, and you guys were actually winning games when you had a bunch of guys injured too. But it has been some BS. But don't forget, the playoffs are a second season. He is on fire. Matthew Schaefer, yeah, I think he's up to like 14 or 15 goals easily. Golden Knights fans never root for the Sharks. There will come a time, maybe in like 8 years. Watching Monday Night Raw. I know that there was a Royal Rumble coming up as well. I think I want to say probably about 25% of my viewers actually watch wrestling to some degree. Which I can't tell you anything else about because I don't know anything about it. But the Pacific is so close. Yeah, with the Golden Knights dropping a couple games, really they're a +9. You got the Oilers at a +8. Kraken are a +7. Then you got a couple teams +6. Sharks are a +5. So yeah, you're right. I thought Vegas was going to start pulling away with it, and it is kind of up for grabs at the moment. Jari's been getting lit up like a Christmas tree. Yeah, I haven't even seen Skinner's numbers with the Penguins, but I'm glad that's working out for him. I mean, I never thought that he would win a cup for the Oilers, but, give him a change of scenery and things can change. And not to mention, I'm sure the media market's a little bit different as well. Recently got into wrestling thanks to Jelly Roll. Go for the San Jose Sharks. There we go. You should go for the San Jose Sharks because they are the most exciting non-playoff team in professional sports right now. Yeah, even Vanessa knows some stuff about wrestling too. My goodness. Yeah, it's amazing. Like I had some friends of mine who were into it. They never talked to me about it whatsoever. We had like WrestleMania at Levi Stadium where the Super Bowl is being held. That was a number of years ago. We've got Sport Wolfie. What's going on? As a rookie NHL fan, this matchup definitely caught your interest. Bedard versus Celebrini. Let's do it. I think that's fantastic. And let us know if you have a favorite team, by the way. Oh, and I think in a little bit, we're actually going to be graced by the presence of one of our other fur friends in this house. So you guys might know Inari, Mrs. Kitty, the black fluffy cat. Well, this game's about to get underway here, and I think we need it. Yeah, so we're going to get a visit from a very grumpy cat that we have in our house. Real Life Duck says, rank these 5 teams. All right, we'll get to that in a second, but bring forth the Tubby Tabby. We got to rub his tummy for good luck. Come here. You can stick him out. Okay, that's good. Good boy. There we go. All right. There we go. I know we couldn't really see him there, but he's kind of feisty. And yeah. That was his name's James, but that's kind of I have a bunch of nicknames for him. Lil Tubbs. Lil Tubbs is that one. We got Derek hanging out. We've got the Fez Jig. Old Fezziwig. Let's do it. Ducks, Sabres, Oilers, Jets, and Habs. You mean like in terms of how good they are, or like who I root for? You'll have to clarify that. And Delaney, no, I cannot show you the game because that is against YouTube's copyright policy, and so my channel could be actually removed from YouTube if I did something like that, unfortunately. I haven't watched WWE's in 16 years. All right, by the way, this game is underway. Hawks have an early possession in the Shark zone. I'm sorry, I'm in Canada and can't watch. Oh, okay. Hey, by the way, I would actually recommend Buff Streams. I'm going to put that in the chat. Buff Streams. That's a good website. You can find NHL game feeds there. It's free. I've not had any real issues with it, so it is one that I recommend. Lots of folks hanging out with us here already. That's fantastic. Tyler Bertuzzi, by the way, he was trying to center that for former Shark Ryan Donato. And the Sharks, they've shaken up their lines going into today, and the defensive pairings are a little different as well. So you're seeing William Eklund back on the second line. He was on the third line. Colin Graff, I thought he was going to play third line today, but it looks like he's on the same line as Eklund and Wenberg. And I think Toffoli's back on the top line. So in the corner is Graff. He gets bumped off the puck by Donato. Eklund from the half boards trying to center it. He had Wenberg in front, but a good stick check there. I think from Sam Renzel, one of these very young but promising Chicago Blackhawks. By how much I like them. Okay, cool. I would say on the whistle, but let me go Sabres 1. Ducks at the bottom because I'm a Sharks fan. I don't hate the Ducks, though. Let's go maybe Canadiens because they're pretty fun. They could be number 2. Jets 3rd, Oilers 4th. How's Kiefer Sherwood? So Kiefer Sherwood hasn't made his Sharks debut just yet. It was something that could have been happening on this road trip, but not yet. By the way, if anybody's watching the mobile stream and I'm not replying to any of their comments, I do apologize. I'm trying to figure out how YouTube is doing this and my streaming program. I see a lot of comments on here. I just don't know if there's anybody who's able to chime in from the mobile stream. But you can always come to the desktop stream if you're able to get there. Now the Sharks are on the power play. By the way, here I am. I didn't even play the power play noise. And the Sharks are actually facing the top penalty kill in the NHL right now. Chicago's operating at over 85%. Now, Will Smith, a good stick check there by Vlasic. And I'm not talking about a Shark. Alex Vlasic, that is, for the Blackhawks. He's a big guy, too. Now Orlov working the point here with Will Smith. Klingberg is a scratch, by the way, so the defense pairing's looking quite different tonight for San Jose. And Orlov, who isn't the biggest point producer, but he is the leading scorer among Sharks defensemen. Well, he's running the point on the man advantage. Now Celebrini deking a couple of Hawks. Skating this toward the top of the zone in the slot. He jukes. He's looking on the back door for Toffoli, and that was easily defended there. The Blackhawks get the clear. And they'll come shorthanded with Dickinson. Celebrini able to disrupt any chance of a shot there. They'll play it back to the point, and a puck that deflects in front and trickles by Nedeljkovic. Or Askarov, excuse me. Askarov is in net tonight for the Sharks. Will Smith, the actor. Yeah, clearly. Now Nazar shorthanded, knocked away by Regenda. And great pressure from the Blackhawks here as Misa scoops it over to Kurashev that hops over his stick. And now Wyatt Kaiser will get this clear with 15 seconds left on the man advantage. Test Mobile comment says, Gordo, I hear you. I see you loud and clear. Okay, so that's working. That's good. Biggest shocks in this season so far? I think probably the Jets falling as badly as they did this year. That's got to be up there, man. And the Penguins have to be up there too. 5K on Bedard to score. Oh, buddy, I don't give betting advice. Score a goal? I mean, Askarov is not – he's beatable for sure. So if you had to put money on somebody tonight, I mean, you would think maybe Tyler Bertuzzi would be up there as well. But I wish you luck, really. I hope the Sharks win, but I also wish you luck. All right, Chicago skating this forward here. And on the back check, Gaudet's able to knock that away. Gaudet, I think, has goals in 3 straight games. He's coming in kind of hot here for San Jose. I can't remember. Did Gaudet ever play for Chicago? He might have. I can't remember. Maybe I'm thinking about Ottawa. Yeah, how about the Devils? Rangers is not all that surprising. I had them missing the playoffs, but the Devils, that is surprising because even as they get healthy, they can't seem to turn it around. Oh, nice feed from Eklund looking out in front for Colin Graff, but two defenders converging on that pass. And now Oliver Moore for Chicago, trying to get this clear, but the Sharks forecheck looking pretty relentless. They'll chip it back into Chicago's zone, where they have an opportunity to change personnel. Thanks for suggesting. Oh, hey, yeah, you're welcome. My pleasure. I figure why not be part of the solution, right? Now San Jose on a delayed call. I didn't see who it's going to be going to the box, but play goes on as the Hawks bring out the extra attacker, and now we get a whistle with the first 5:34 gone by in the first period. So yep, we'll have Puck Guy 14 from Teal Town, USA, joining us at first intermission. We'll be talking mostly about how well he's probably the longest tenured content creator for San Jose on YouTube. And he has a whole crew of people that he podcasts with. And they do post-game recaps. So like after my stream, you could go over there and hang out with Eric if he's doing podcasting, or they have lots of other folks on there. And they also do breaking news. They have interviews with even the broadcast team. Guys like Drew Remenda have been interviewed, Randy Hahn, Doug Wilson when he worked there, actually. So they are, of course, one of the premier outlets if you're a Sharks fan, or are interested, of course, in Team Teal. We also got, can Macklin get the Hart this year? If the Sharks get into the playoffs, I think it's possible. He's going to finish kind of far off in the scoring race, though, so that doesn't help his cause so much. But just the way that the Sharks respond when he's going it's kind of second to none this year. He wouldn't win the Ted Lindsay Award because that's the best player in the NHL. He's in the running for the most valuable player. Let's see if the Sharks can kill this penalty off as the Blackhawks work it down low behind the net for Bertuzzi. Chicago coming in with the 19th ranked power play. Sharks penalty kills at 23rd. And a nice job by Ferraro to knock away a centering feed. Now Bedard, he's going to hand it back to the point. He's got Renzel. Renzel, again, a shot that ramps up a stick and goes out of play. The first 54 seconds have been killed off. Who should be the general manager of the Nashville Predators? Great question. I wonder. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of who doesn't have a job right now. Kevin Adams doesn't have a job, but I think they would probably go in a slightly different direction there. Blitz, your ass is in bed. I hope that you're not sick, but if you are, do please rest up and don't stress yourself. Sharks get a clear. Max should get the A next season. Max should get the C next season because he's wearing the alternate for home games, I think. All right, Bertuzzi from the point. And now there's Teuvo Teravainen, his second go-around with Chicago. Played for the Hurricanes for a handful of years. Working it back to the point where Matt Grzelcyk is. And now download Bertuzzi to the slot. The one-timer, they score. It's Bedard, and somebody's winning $5,000. A power play goal for Connor Bedard. And play Chelsea Dagger. And yeah, the Hawks coming in without a goal in their last 26 power plays. My goodness. Good patience there by Bertuzzi to basically start getting the defense, the penalty kill to funnel his way, and that opened up a little tic-tac-toe play. Now Misa trying to get this clear from behind the Sharks or behind the Hawks net. Not clear, but back to the point. Super Bowl pick. Let's say Seattle wins. I'll take them 31-22. No, it's 31-23. 31-23. Let's go with the Seahawks. A shot and a kick saved by Askarov there off of Burakovsky. That's right, Andre Burakovsky, Stanley Cup winner in 2022. So we'll go to a commercial break here. It's Bedard putting the Hawks in front 1-0 on a power play goal. Oh boy. Ah. Now let's see here. What else is happening in the NHL? Sabres and Panthers are tied at 3. There's another team that's been disappointing this year, the Panthers. Granted, I understand the injuries, but even so, you would think that they would be able to find some ways to win a little bit more often. If anyone can answer, what's the general projection for Askarov? He hasn't instilled much confidence this year yet. I understand he's still young. Sure, he's 23. When can we expect more consistency? Great question. I mean, for me, when I have very little experience analyzing hockey, but I think for him, he has the athleticism. That's good. I think that generally speaking, he's pretty good at seeing around screens and traffic. Like he's not great at it, but he's, I think, he's serviceable, solid in that respect. For me, it's more about like when play is happening behind the net, not him playing the puck, but actually just like knowing when to commit laterally based on where the puck is behind the net and like sealing off the posts. He's having some issues with that. Like when you see him get beat, it's a lot of that stuff because of his balance, like when moving laterally. I think that's one big thing, and the way he handles the puck that needs to improve as well. In other words, there needs to be a lot less of it because I mean things are way too dicey when he's handling the puck a lot of the time. Now Askarov is handling the puck behind the net and no turnover, so that's good. Top line out there for the Sharks. So Toffoli, who ended up on that line, is actually offside right now, so we'll get a whistle. Who else was screaming at their TV during the game yesterday? Yeah, right? In pain and joy. I unfortunately did not watch that game. It would have been a lot of fun, though, just from what I've seen. All right. Spencer Knight, on the other hand, is in goal for Chicago. And hey, look at him. I mean, he had to take some time off from playing in the NHL and for various reasons, but he's doing great this season for them. Now Celebrini at the top, flipping it over to Smith at the high slot, looking for a tip play in front. It was an easy pad save there for Knight. Now a shot that goes, I think, off the post. Donato and knocking him off the puck there was Liljegren. Yeah, congratulations, Evan. Well, that's good. An early goal, that's fine. He doesn't need to do anything else for the rest of the game, and you can collect the old innings. Just made 75. Oh, that better knock. All right, off the face-off, Liljegren trying to flip it for Graf, but got knocked down there by, is that Kaiser or is that? Yeah, Kaiser. That's right. Let's see here. We are drinking cider tonight, everybody. There we go. I'm going to continue tonight. Have a good one. Hey, you too. And congratulations. Cheers. All right, now Dickinson for the Sharks. A stretch pass. Eklund able to beat out Kaiser. That looks like we have a contested puck in the corner. Moved back to the point, but turned over to Bertuzzi. Dickinson with time. And from center ice, William Eklund skates. Trying to get around Grzelcyk. A little shimmy shake. Nice job to get that over to Wenberg. Wenberg, yeah, kind of took a half slash there. And cheers, 7 Canadian. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's give Cortana a treat on your behalf. Treat. Whoop. Oh, here, Cortana. Another treat. Try it again. Third time's the charm, Cortana. It's a super chat. We gotta catch those. But I appreciate that. Good defense there from Mukama Doolin at the top of the San Jose zone. Ferraro flipping it over to Mukama Doolin behind the net. Sharks get the clear. And Ryan Reeves apparently laid a big hit from around center ice. Ooh, Gaudette putting a Hawk into the boards awkwardly. That doesn't seem to be a penalty, but we're getting some pushing and shoving, and the fans are certainly not having it either. Liljegren might have hauled a guy down, and I thought that could have been a penalty. And a nice back check by Liljegren, because I thought he was too aggressive there. Is she back to playing fetch? Yeah, she is, yeah. It's just that she kind of bunny hops, like both of her back legs kind of move at the same time. But yeah, she's still playing quite a bit for a 12-year young dog. Thank you, though, Mike. Shots, by the way, we're already 11 minutes through this one. San Jose is they only got one shot, and it was a very weak shot that was really a pass that Knight was able to kick away easily. And the Blackhawks have a goal on, of course, just 2 shots for them. Now Alex Vlasic. God, that guy's huge. I mean, I'd like to see him and Tage Thompson match up against each other. Blackhawks have actually drawn another penalty. So it'll be a Chicago power play when we come back from the commercial break. Not a good start for the Sharks, I wouldn't say. Let's see, what else can we catch you up on? So 3-3 Sabres and Panthers. Hi, girl. 1-1 Senators and Penguins. 2-1 Capitals over the Islanders as they try to get back into the playoff chase, although it might be too little too late. Here's a good one for us tonight. We've got the Wild and the Canadiens. Wild up 2-1. Lone goal from Montreal scored by Brendan Gallagher. Kirill Kaprizov, in the meantime, his 31st of the year. Blues over the Predators 2-1 in not really a tank matchup, but close enough. And, of course, we have our game right now, too. The fact that the Sabres could make the playoffs is absurd. I mean, shoot, they're battling for like second place in their own division. They're not that far off. I mean, that's got to be one of the big surprises this season. I think the Sharks being good is a surprise. I mean, Chicago was doing pretty well there too until Bedard got injured, and it just hasn't been the same since he came back. They're still doing about as well as I thought they would this year, actually, if not a little better. But yeah, we could see the Sabres. I mean, shoot, look at it this way. You've got the Sabres, the Red Wings, the Islanders and Penguins, really, especially for the Penguins, potentially the Ducks, the Mammoth, the Sharks. There are a lot of teams that can make the playoffs that have been out of the playoffs for a long time. But yeah, I think that they probably should have called a penalty on Gaudette for taking down Renzel. Not a violent play by any means, but Tiago, what's up? Let's go Sharks, and good luck against the Penguins tonight. So yeah, the Hawks with their second power play, as I think Misa is the one in the box for San Jose. The Sharks are able to get it clear. Looks like Sam Renzel's their power play quarterback, albeit the leading scorer among Chicago defensemen is Artyom Levshinov. So Chicago regrouping here. Yeah, 1-1 right now. Penguins against the Senators. Senators, of course, a team that had missed the playoffs for a number of years and made the playoffs last year, only to miss it this year, potentially or most likely. I don't know why, but I picked Ottawa to make it last year, and I picked them to miss it this year, strangely. Now Oliver Moore, good pressure from Ferraro, and that prevented him from getting into the San Jose zone. Now skating ahead is what's his name? Ryan Green. Ryan Green's been playing for Chicago the whole year, but I've never heard of him up until now. Kurashev trying to poke this clear in the corner, but the Hawks end up moving this puck over to the point. Burakovsky, excuse me. Down low. Back. He receives the pass back. Looking in the slot, put down there by Kurashev, and the Sharks get the clear. Shilovs is keeping you in it. How many times have you said that this season, though? Because last time I checked, he wasn't doing so hot. I know that Skinner has been certainly exceeding expectations, I should say. All right, we're down to 6:30 in the period. We're back to full strength. And the Sharks get something going. Here's a breakaway for Misa, and he was offside. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man, just, I don't know, a half step too soon. Otherwise, he's got a breakaway against Knight. That's a bummer. Yeah, he was offside. That's the right call. Just got back from Rayleigh's, and the Sharks are losing. They're just delaying their inevitable dominance in this game. Let's be clear. How's Misa's been since coming back to the lineup? I think he's been more comfortable. He's always made smart plays, but I don't know. I think that he looks a little bit more consistent, and he's been getting on the score sheet a little. And I'm not expecting him to put up a ton of points because he's not going to have as much opportunity. But I definitely like what I see so far. He looks like a top six forward. Like he's got the raw abilities of it, or at least the decision making abilities. I think. Chicago coming the other way. Dickinson looking to go around the net. Renzel. And that's Ilya Mikheyev, former Maple Leaf. Behind the net, maybe a chance. Bedard. And he couldn't quite get a good handle on that as he had Liljegren beat there, and it was going to be him versus Askarov. And hey, what's up, Riley? Good evening to you. Now Celebrini, the Sharks changing up. He'll just dump this down. We're under 5 to play here in the first period. He's been looking a lot more active and alive. Yeah, I think that he looks like, even though he missed a lot of time, I wouldn't scratch him or anything like that. I mean, if you need maybe a maintenance day here and there, but he looks pretty good to go, don't you think? Need March to come quickly. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I'll watch some Winter Olympics, but looked like Gaudet or Wenberg had hauled down Bertuzzi, no call. Are we going to get a call? Yeah, Wenberg's going to the box. I mean, this is not looking good. This is our third penalty already this period. The Sharks, they have not had a game like this where they get into penalty trouble in quite some time. Early on in the game, I haven't seen them take 3 penalties like this. Will Kadri be moved at the trade deadline? My thought is probably. There are a number of teams who've already been, inquiring about his services, so I think that he's going to. Uh, World Juniors were good for me. So, well, I mean, there was some not good as well, but yeah. But yeah, and I know Riley asked how's today. Well, Cortana made things very eventful because she woke me up at 1 in the morning because she was having some tummy troubles and had to go outside and relieve herself. And then I went back inside. It's a commercial break, by the way. And then she wakes me up again at 3:30 for the same thing. She goes to the bathroom and then she starts kind of manically pacing through the yard. And I'm like, yo, just come on in. I'm tired. I don't even have any freaking clothes on apart from what I sleep in. And then she actually had to go out again as soon as I brought her back into the bedroom. Then she starts hacking stuff up and she throws up at 7:30 and that wakes me up. So I haven't slept very well. But she's doing good now. Right, girl? Yeah? You wanna come get some apple? Come get a little snack here. Here, little snack? Come here. Come here. There. Yeah, she's feeling a lot better though, thank you. Yep, and here we got the Sharks shorthanded one more time. Hopefully the last time in this period at least. Got 4:04 remaining here in period number one. And then we'll be joined by the founder of Teal Town USA. Man, I'm drinking out of a Gryffindor mug here. Meanwhile, the Sharks are looking like a bunch of Ravensclaws out there. I'm just joking. Suburban Urban, what's going on? It's so painful, says the Fez gig. Yeah, this is a little painful to start. Yeah, let's just hope we can kill this off. Knock on wood. Just popping in to say hi before Russell starts. Yeah, with his stream. All right, we've got Teravainen and Goodrow taking the draw here. That's funny because both teams are on their second go with their current teams. The more you know. You might have some content, Swervin Irvin. I like hearing that. That's pretty dope. All right. And nobody has won this draw. We just have a puck pinned to somebody's skate. Ferraro able to get this barely clear. Comfy like that? Okay. All right. So Teravainen from center ice, chipped in by Bedard. Ferraro, the first one there, moving it around for Desharnais. And Big Vinny's able to get this clear. Maybe we will see the comeback magic. We need to believe in the power of friendship again. I think that's what we have to do. We'll catch you later, Irv. But no, so intermission, we've got our guest. Oh, is that a chance for Graf? No. Good read there from Sam Renzel. Otherwise, we have a breakaway. But yeah, no trivia tonight. I just didn't have time to do it. I don't want to do too much trivia between the Sharks and the Blackhawks because it doesn't look good if you're a San Jose fan. Now Bedard and threw to nobody, but corralled by Teravainen at the point. Turbo, as he was called, at least in big save by Askarov off of Nazer, who collected a loose puck and fired it immediately. Bedard had the beaver tail going there. Cross ice, he's got Teravainen back to the point. Renzel, the one-timer, and Askarov the save, and a nice cover-up, no rebound. The Sharks are 22 seconds away from killing off what is their third penalty of the game. Meanwhile, I could not. Cortana, stop. Stop. She's whining a bunch. All right, Oliver Moore feeds it back out to the point. He's got Grzelcyk. Around the horn it goes, a one-timer. And Dickinson able to get this cleared off the point. And the Sharks get the clear. Penguins goal. So I would assume that means they're winning. And off the loose puck, Wenberg, who committed the penalty, able to dump this deep. And Chicago will come the other way. Dickinson trying to steer this away from Burakovsky. Nicely done, Sam Dickinson. Good first period so far, looking fundamentally very sound. And I've enjoyed watching Sam Dickinson progress. Even though he hasn't really let the offense out just yet, it's really been about him understanding his assignments defensively, and he's getting better. Now a battle behind the San Jose net to Foley. And on the wing is Vlasic jumping into the play. Behind the net now, Celebrini's trying to D up. Who was that for Chicago? 95, I think, of Burakovsky, because that's what he wore with Colorado. But that's Mikheyev. Did Mikheyev wear 28 and now 28's Burakovsky? Yeah. I'm just making things up. I finally admitted it. 5 total shots on goal this far. Yeah. Only 5 shots on goal combined. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, the Sharks literally just stuck on 1 shot. They've been, shorthanded for 6 minutes. And the line shakeup that we're seeing tonight hasn't really shown a whole lot of chemistry. KQ, what's going on? 4949. We got our guest hanging out in the queue here. And so we'll bring on Puck Guy in just about 25 game seconds at least. In the meantime, the Hawks pretty much dominating zone possession. Askarov actually had a little trouble seeing around that screen. He was able to make the pad save, but I don't think he knew exactly where that puck was. What's up, Ethan? And we're going to reach first intermission here, man. A power play goal for Connor Bedard has the Chicago Blackhawks on top 1-0. But and what has been kind of low events so far. Not a whole lot to really talk about as a Sharks fan, but maybe we'll get a different perspective here because joining me, everybody, is Eric, aka Puck Guy from Puck Guy 14 from longtime Sharks podcast, Teal Town USA. He'll tell you how they got started with that, but I've been watching Teal Town USA for just about a decade. Eric, it's great to have you here finally.
Finally, it's great. How are you, bud? Good to see you.
I'm hanging in. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing well. I mean, it would be great if the result was a little different, of course, but Sharks gotta find something to dig deep out of this hole because they're playing a little sloppy.
Yeah. Was there anything that was actually standing out to you in a good way from that period?
It's not 3-0. It's seriously. I mean, there have been hit or misses. There have been little sloppiness. I hear they're going through a bug in the locker room. So if that's the case, and I have, I'm no, Darren Drager or Adam Schefter, according to my sources at this particular time. There's a little bit of bug going on, and trust me, I think they're trying to get through whatever they can. And kudos to them hanging in there. That they need to be a little bit better on being a little more aggressive on getting the puck on goal. Honestly, through there, and things will come as they will. But just got to generate chances, generate power plays. Apparently, it's easy to do so tonight if you're Tyler Bertuzzi, though. So.
Yeah. And fellas in our chat here, we're live with Eric from Teal Town USA. So I've put a link to his channel in the stream description and also in the pinned chat message here. So Eric, you've been on YouTube for a long time, and I credit you in part for getting me interested in doing this kind of thing on here as well. So what's kind of your hockey history? I'm pretty sure you're a Bay Area native. And tell us a little bit about what you're doing on Teal Town.
So for me, it goes back to when there were rumors, and this is aging myself very badly. So Forgive me, but I started hearing rumors that the North Stars were returning to Oakland, that they were relocating to Oakland. The league was against it, and they said, well, the Guns are like, well, fine, we want to have an expansion team in the Bay Area, and fell in love with the Sharks, fell in love with like the teal and black. The jerseys were spectacular, and then after a bad knee injury in '94, I started picking up the game and started loving it, and just flourished after that. And, just fell in love with the team, and just was waiting for like the local radio stations, local sports talk stations, and such to give some, flowers, some kudos to the Sharks, and every now and then, and it just wasn't happening. So myself, AJ Strong, and along with Chris and Gentry, who've moved on from us now, we started like, hey, let's just start talking about the Sharks. There really wasn't anything out there, really wasn't anything on YouTube yet, and we just like, you know what? Let's go live after every game. Let's just see what the reaction would be to that, and grow from there. And so here we are. We did that starting in pretty much 2015, and 11 years later, myself, AJ, along with a boatload of others all over North America, not just the Bay Area, just love talking with fellow Sharks fans, just having a casual good time, and having a good time and talking about the Sharks, or when there's pain, we like to call it teal therapy.
For sure. I mean, it's been some lean years too, and I think that's really one thing where we have to celebrate what you've been able to do with your community. It's like you've gotten them through what was a pretty lengthy, difficult period. Not to mention, you got started when the Sharks just a little bit before the year they went to the Cup final, when things were falling off the rails in kind of the Todd McClellan regime as well. So, I mean, just being able to have consistently be a voice for the fan is terrific. And I just recall that there have been numerous times where you've even brought on some very special guests from the San Jose Sharks community. Can you share a little bit about who's appeared on there, and what's stood out to you there? Yeah,
it's been fun. That first year, it was a random, I think it was a national game, and I just shot Brody Brazil an email or Twitter DM, and it's like, hey, if you're not doing anything, you want to come on? And 20 minutes later, I'm like, oh crap. Okay. Brody's coming on with us, guys. Let's get going here. Let's make this look. But Brody, along with longtime hockey writer Shalana Goldman, were the first ones, and then kind of progressed. I get my annual chat with Randy Hahn. We always get to talk to Drew Remenda. And here and there we'll get Dan Ruzanowski, among others, and of course Sharks president Jonathan Becker. The org has been awesome with us and trying to share some info or promotions or whatnot. So always nice to appreciate the Sharks love from the team, and they've treated us with a bunch of respect and everything. So love it all the way around.
That's wonderful. And you've even been able to have shows from the Shark Tank, yeah?
Yeah. One of the things, and it comes more so in a surprise move where it's like, do we have anybody hosting tonight? No? Okay. And, I've been fortunate where they've been very nice and accommodating to allow us to take over part of the Penthouse Plaza after the game, and it's a blast to do, and because you just get that live reaction and that raw reaction, whether it's a big win and you're celebrating, or a tough loss, and it's just like, oh, like opening night this year was just painful, but I thought it brought the realness to what happened in the game.
Well, we're about 2/3 of the way through this season, and if you were to ask me about my expectations for this team going into this year, I would have told you, okay, is it going to be 3rd overall, 4th overall pick in the upcoming draft? So I guess kind of share what your expectations were for the Sharks going into this season. And obviously they've been very relevant in the playoff conversation for much of this time. And do you think they're going to stay alive in it, or what do you think is going to be kind of a deciding factor for that?
Oh, I expected them to be better this year. I did not expect this, where they just started to turn it on and everything. Especially that November to remember. I mean, that was just unbelievable to have. But I expected them to hopefully were to get, hey, that'd be nice to get to 30 wins, maybe 70 points, show some encouragement, kind of like Anaheim last year, where they had that little progressive jump, but they just couldn't find it for the playoffs. Now it's like sky's out of the limit. I want to start waving rally towels. I want to start, getting excited. I want to give a reason for me to wear all teal at work through, April and maybe May, maybe June, but that might be wishful thinking. But I would love for this team to make the playoffs and with the one of the easier schedules down the road, it'll be nice to have and for them to build some momentum.
And like, how often do you actually go to the games yourself, or does that kind of depend on the season?
It varies. I have the Shark Pack. I have the quarter season ticket package, and so I definitely try to make sure I get down there and enjoy myself, let alone doing the show from the tank. I think that's very vital to know how the vibe is with the team, with the fans, and everything. I'll do add-ins every so often. In fact, Ian Reed, one of our co-hosts who's been with us for I think year 2, definitely is coming out to from Canada at the end of February for the very first time.
Oh wow!
I have coworkers asking about let's go to a game, So I'm like, heck yeah. My wallet might say otherwise, but heck yeah, I can't. I would love to show how much this game means to me and how much it grows down the road, because I think they'll just eat it up.
Yeah. You actually live like around Concord, right, or like somewhere in the East Bay?
Yep.
Now, I'm curious to know, have you noticed any sort of change in that community, like when you might hear somebody mention the Sharks? Is there anything like that, or is it still pretty dormant?
It's starting to grow. It really is. I think now that there is some notoriety, there is a face to the franchise in Macklin Celebrini. No disrespect to Jumbo or Patty or Logan or Pavs, etc. for that nature. I think the buzz is finally coming around, and there's a lot of curiosity about it. I think there's still people who are like, okay, where do they play? How are they doing? There's definitely a curiosity about this team that I don't think has ever been there before. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to see. Plus, you have kids who can relate to the age of Mac, Michael Meese, Sam Dickinson, Will Smith, and it's a huge boost for a team that can definitely use some more growth.
Yeah, it is great when you have faces of the franchise starting their career there, in that, okay, sure, you mentioned Pavelski and Couture, but when they rose up the ranks and got to the Sharks, there were already your figureheads who were in the primes of their careers. So yeah, this is definitely a different situation. I mean, when was the last time you had somebody this young who was delivering this much promise to the franchise? I don't even think that Marlowe's start to his career, even though it was good, I mean, it just doesn't compare at this point.
No. I mean, you can even go back to the days of Pat Falloon, where there was some hope, but there wasn't. But the expectation didn't match up with the product, and that's not necessarily on their fault. But I think they were just held back a little bit here and there from their coaching systems or whatever was going on in the org. It's nice to see that Mac has taken it and embraced it and gone full sail with it.
Yeah. Have you, just out of curiosity, have you been to any other NHL arenas or watched like any other form of pro hockey or semi-pro hockey somewhere else outside of the Bay Area?
I've been to, well, now formerly Staples. And definitely every now and then when I'm able to go to Disneyland, I'll totally go to Anaheim. I'm curious about the renovations that they're doing there. Seattle was phenomenal. I mean, that is a beautiful rink up there. I know Sharks Brass definitely took notes as to what they want to do with the Shark Tank renovations by looking at what Seattle's done so far.
Also, it's going to look like an airport.
Yeah. No, I mean, I keep bugging Jonathan Becker's like, all right, come on, let's see a little more of this. That since you want to make it into almost a Shark Tank, because I got to see what you're trying to go for. But I mean, just the modernization of everything will be looking really cool. I've been wanting to go to Canada so bad, whether it's Vancouver or Toronto or Montreal. I mean, it's just one day I'm going to make it happen.
I mean, I dream of a day when Sharks fans travel on the road like they do. Like you see when teams like the Bruins or the Rangers come to town. That would be pretty cool to see. Although I will say that there are folks like yourself who are at least, showing up in other California buildings now. I mean, Macklin, he said that he could even notice the presence of Sharks fans at Staples Center, or Crypto.com Arena, as it's called now, when they faced the Kings most recently.
Yeah, no, it's nice to see. I mean, even when the whole pandemic was going on, me and my girlfriend went to Vegas, and it was just, I mean, yes, it was during COVID, but it was a fun experience being there with one of 3,500 people.
Yeah. Just a couple questions from Dean here, who is a Golden Knights fan. Who is your favorite all-time Shark? And of course, on this channel, we always got to talk about the threads. So what is your all-time favorite Sharks jersey? Are we seeing it right now?
Ooh, all right. Well, favorite all-time Shark, if we're going back in the day, is Ray Whitney.
Nice.
Second round pick in 91. They didn't, I don't think they gave him a legitimate shot, except for like his fourth year when they put him on with Makarov and Larionov. And he proved them wrong. Eventually had like an incredible career. I love Mac, and I absolutely love Jumbo and Owen Nolan. Those are all my favorites. Ray's probably the longest one. For my jersey, it might be a little controversial. As much as I love these, I love what was Heritage 2.0. It was just so unique and different, especially in the late 90s, and especially with the black fins, as I call them, on there and everything, along with that shimmery gray that they had. I thought that was really cool and unique from everything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that was a change to where, probably looking back on it, it's like, wait, why did they do that? They're like, what we had was really good, but the way that it looks now on the ice, I don't know. I wasn't as big of a fan of that. I like the white one quite a bit. Yeah. But now when they're wearing it, I actually really like it. So it's kind of growing on me more. Got this one for you here. Who is your favorite Sharks prospect in the minors right now?
So with the CUDA, I absolutely love Luca Cagnoni. He just looks like a nice, shifty, young defenseman, offensive-minded touch to it. I can't wait until he's on this team full time. I think he's just going to be unbelievable. I'll go a step more, and I will say this probably on behalf of the entire podcast. We're super excited about Eric Polkamp, the Denver defenseman who is just going off this year. And I'm like, when can Denver's season end? So if there is a playoff to participate, we can put him here and see what happens. So, but those are my faves right now.
Great pick. I actually had somebody on a few days ago who is a Sharks fan, of course, and he said that the one that he's really looking forward to that's not up with the big club at any point is Eric Polkamp. I mean, talk about filling a void as a right-handed shot on defense and leading college defenseman in scoring, and he was a hell of a find. I think he was a fifth round pick, and Cagnoni was a fourth, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's classic Sharks, where they find something, whether in mid or late rounds. I mean, not yet, Nabokov or Pavelski worth, but definitely great finds, and you hope that it continues to be continuing on to get this team to a cup.
Awesome. And I'm gonna kind of spin off of this question here from Riley. Well, perhaps think along these lines, right? What was your reaction when Reeves became a Shark, and maybe even a step before then? What about when Raffi Torres was traded to the Sharks?
Oh boy. Okay, Raffi, I'm like, huh? Really? I'm like, I'm glad he's on our side and not taking out Milan Mahalik again. Yeah, for Raffi, I was like, iffy, okay. And unfortunately, we saw what happened down the road with Raffi, and 41 games is still a joke on our podcast. When Revo came in, I'm like, I know he's got a great personality. I'm like, well, but for Thrun, okay, interesting. But shoot, dang it, he's grown on me so much. I mean, just the what he brings to the team and to the locker room is phenomenal. If Marchessault is on the team, oh man, I'd be. That's tough because I was there for Game 7, and to see the pain that when he tied it drove me nuts. So
yeah, we got to credit him for that. He was definitely a thorn in the Shark side, to say the least. All right, Eric. Well, we're going to get back to the action here. Thanks again for showing up and chatting with us here for the first time. Let everybody know about where we can find you besides YouTube.
Yep. You can find me on practically every social platform at PuckGuy14. Teal Town USA. We go live after every game. You can find us on all the socials at Teal Town USA. And yeah, that's where we'll be. And always, Nick, appreciate you and keep continuing to grow, my friend. You keep kicking butt.
Thanks so much, Eric. And hopefully we'll get you on the channel again soon.
Absolutely, man. All the best. Go Sharks.
Right, go Sharks. All right. Well, that was Eric, PuckGuy14 from Teal Town, USA. You guys make sure to check out their long-standing podcast here on YouTube by looking at the description in the stream or the pin message here as we get underway with the second period. We're actually just about a minute into it. So I'll get you caught up in just a moment. But it's still, of course, 1-0. The goal from Connor Bedard on the power play. Does Randy Hahn make the case for the greatest Shark? In a sense, he does, because I don't really know exactly in what capacity, but he was one of the main voices that was trying to get a team in San Jose. And he was living in LA, and the Sharks had a chance on the doorstep. I do not know how Graf did not bury that. It was on his backhand. It was a little tricky there. He has the best background of any guest you've seen. It's a very good background. And yeah, he's very easy to talk to. I met him one time, I think, back in like 2016 or 17. Because he was already amassing quite a following of Sharks fans, and they did a meetup there at the Shark Tank. And then, yeah, just like 2 years later or something, or a year later. Oh, God, no. Askarov, I was talking about you being decent at sitting around screens, and you give up a goal again. It's 2-0 Blackhawks. Can't remember the last time the Sharks were in a 2-0 hole in a game. It seems like it's been a little while. Let's take a look here. This is going to be Connor Murphy's goal, or did it go off of somebody? There was a bit of a screen in front from Dickinson, but I don't know if that was enough to really distract Askarov. At least we get to hear Chelsea Dagger. I only want or listen to that song when I'm not doing anything related to hockey. I heard it way too much in 2010, especially living in Chicago. You would have people on the streets singing it. Hiya. 2-0 Chicago. Goals by Bedard and Murphy. That sounds like a law firm, doesn't it? Not a good night for the teams you cheer for. Yeah, so far it's not. There's something that's not clicking with the Sharks. I know that Eric was mentioning, yeah, there's been a bit of a flu bug or something going around the room, and I can understand that for sure. But after getting punched in the mouth by the Flames and coughing up that 3-goal lead against the Oilers, I was expecting a little more from this team so far, but there's lots of hockey left. Now, that shot might have ramped up of Eklund's stick and landed underneath Askarov's pad. That's how Murphy scored there. Yeah, as Drew just said, it's a tough one for the Sharks to take early in the second. And he's exactly right. And the Sharks haven't been a very good second period team for much of this year. They've been a high-scoring team in the first period, and in the third, they've gotten mostly better as the season has progressed. Just might be a slump right now. Yeah, and the Sharks really haven't had a slump. I mean, they had a 3-game losing streak a few weeks ago, but that's the only time they've lost 3 in a row, except for the very beginning of the season. So that's why this is a little bit surprising, and not to mention the Sharks have to play the Avalanche after this. And there was a good chance in front there. That could have been an interesting opportunity for Landon Sligert, but the Sharks avert disaster. The Hawks, though, were able to quickly regain the zone, and then looked like Regenda took down Ryan Green. And so the Blackhawks are going to their 4th power play. The Sharks haven't even drawn a call just yet. And I can't complain from these calls either. I can't complain. I think that they're all normal calls. But yeah, that's going to be a tripping call to Regenda. And the Blackhawks power play is 1 for 3 so far. Oh, man, I was thinking about drinking my Imperial Stout that's 9.5%. This is 6.8%. But I might need to move on to something heavier. Any plans for live during the Olympics? Keep an eye out, but I hope. The only problem is that those games are way too early for me. Like, they're at 4 in the morning. Some are happening at 10 in the morning, but I'm working. So maybe on a weekend. We'll see. But I want to watch a little bit. 4 penalties and 2 shots on goal. Gordo just perfectly said. I have no idea how, we're 25 minutes through this game almost, and the Sharks have 2 shots on goal. But killing 8 minutes of penalties, or what equates to similar, it's not going to help your case either. As the Penguins fall to the Senators, but they're still very comfortably in the top 3 in their division. They don't really have much to worry about right now. The Blue Jackets have been playing better under bonus, but that might be too little too late. Here's Bedard running one of the points here for Chicago. He'll take this backhander from Nazer. Rinzel back to Bedard, looking for the seam pass. Nicely done, but Teravainen doesn't shoot. But Bertuzzi, a pass that gets deflected and out of the zone. Still going to make it to the playoffs, the Penguins? Yeah, I mean, it's hard for them not to. I mean, a 6-game winning streak will just create a ton of separation, even if a team like Columbus is playing well. Bertuzzi's got it down low. He looks for the seam pass. He had Bedard. A shot goes off Askarov and actually comes out of the zone. Nice play by Knight to shovel it ahead, but the Hawks are offside. 26 seconds left on the Pavel Regenda minor. Who would if I could hang out with one NHL player, who would it be? Well, geez, I'm starting to think maybe Ryan Reeves would enter that conversation. I don't know. I'd probably want to hang out with somebody who has a couple of dogs. That'd be pretty fun. Plus, Reeves and I, we can talk about being old. So there's always that. For some reason, Cortana disconnected. She's not here. She's down here. We'll get her back on camera at some point, I'm sure. But maybe the Sharks could score a goal to do that. Back to full strength. Here's the chance for more. He shoots, and a kick save by Askarov. McDavid has a dog. There we go. Here comes Regenda. And he back feeds it over too. Nice chance. Good setup for Goodrow, but Knight had that read pretty easily. And now the Hawks trying to stretch it in transition. an errant pass that Dickinson can. Well, he's going to skate it out of the zone. Sharks trying to create some pressure here from behind the net. But the Hawks will be able to skate it out easily. Now a chance for Slaggert. I don't know if Askarov got a piece of that or if it was knocked away by the defender. But the Sharks able to come the other way. Celebrini on the wing. A shot to Foley. Save. Smith on the rebound. And a big save by Knight as Smith gets taken down. No call. But yeah, Drew is spot on. That was the best chance they've had all game so far. A shot on goal, Gordo. You know, I'm on cheers. It's looking like the Sharks from 2 years ago. Shot on goal. Let's go. How was John Cooper's drip? It was supreme drip. I never thought I would see him wear that at all. But yeah, if you like, well, it's a bit of a sight for sore eyes if you don't really know the tradition of outdoor game attire, but it was something. He almost looked like what is it? Pirate Peter? Pirate Pat? I have no idea. He almost looked like the freaking Tampa Bay Buccaneers old logo. Is the game flying by? Kind of. There hasn't been a whistle since the penalty was called, I think, right? We're down to what now? 12 and change here in the second. Askarov, oh god, from behind the net as Mohamed Doolin almost collides into him. Shaq's having a pretty good game so far. I think he's looked okay since he's come back from injury again. Crevier now for Chicago. So many guys I've never even heard of. 6'8", damn. I thought Alex Vlasic was the biggest guy on that team. Moore trying to chip this by the defense. Nice play by Kurashev. See if the Sharks can skate this out. Dickinson handing it off, but to nobody. He still gets it clear. But the Chicago forward's able to get this in deep. Now a turnover from Askarov in the slot, knocked away by Misa, and he gets put into the boards. No call. I think he lost his edge. That's what they were saying. But man, it's a little frustrating if you're a Sharks fan right now. Let's be honest. Bucko Bruce. That's right. Yeah, there you go. Macklin is better all around, but Bedard has a better shot. I mean, I think so too. But I haven't watched enough of Bedard's game to really comment on what he does other than, you know, kind of his vision and his shot. I mean, it's great. But yeah, he's got a hell of a shot, man. Some sparkling apple cider might be due there. See, the Sharks can put together some more zone time. They had like that one chance in transition about 2 minutes ago. I've liked Dickinson's game, though, quite a bit. I think that he stood out to me probably more than anybody on San Jose. And actually, I do not know how that goes in. I don't see what happened. I saw a bunch of sticks trying to converge around the puck. But Ryan Donato makes it 3-0 against his former team. And this is getting a little bit out of hand, unfortunately. Here, Cortana, treat. You got to come over here for it. You want a treat? Oh, the toe drag, and then he just picks the corner against Askarov. I can't fault Askarov for that. Damn, that is a pretty goal. But yeah, Desharnais got deked. And this is getting pretty disappointing. Well, the Sharks, they were up 3-0 against the Oilers, and we saw what happened, right? As Edmonton was able to come back and force overtime and win it in overtime. Now the Sharks have to really wake up here, and doing that against Spencer Knight is not going to be easy. What's happening to the Sharks? Yeah, this is probably the worst we've seen them play in a few weeks. Even against the Lightning, they were doing their best to produce chances, but they're just not even, you know. They have more zone time here, but it's not very 5-on-5. It's more just like it's more transition stuff. Did the defense decide to take the day off for Groundhog Day? Yeah, it's disappointing. Vinny Darnay being 6'5" gets deked out of his skates. He doesn't try to like lay a hit or anything. This could be a real stinker of a game, unfortunately. Almost midnight, going to bed. Hope the Sharks make the comeback. All right. We'll see you later, man. Thanks for hanging out with us. This is disappointing. You got to go. All right. Catch you later. Have a good night. I don't know. Should I? What should I do? What should I do to make this enjoyable? This is the first time all year that the Sharks have looked this bad on a stream. I mean, we had the Dallas stream a couple weeks ago, but the Sharks came back from down 2 goals and won that game. Actually, they did that twice in the same game. They came back from a 2-goal lead. So now I have to look for solutions here. Right, girl? There's somebody in a Sharks laced up hoodie, but he has a Milwaukee Admirals beanie. I guess he's an Askarov fan. Excuse me. There's a decent amount of teal. Where was all that when I lived in Chicago in 2010? I don't know. I didn't see anybody ever wearing a Sharks hat or anything like that. Prayers for y'all. Thank you. Testify. All right. Jason Dickinson. And intercepted by Macklin. Stretch pass. He's got Smith up ice, but it goes off his stick. Actually, it's going to land on the stick of Vlasic. He'll get that clear. We are now halfway through this game. Orlov handing it off. Here's a chance for Smith. He's in alone. He comes in backhand, and he hits it off the post. Oh, my goodness. Down and out was Spencer Knight, and Will Smith is not going to be happy when he arrives on the bench. Damn. It's just one of those nights. And off a turnover, a one-timer, they score. And this is as embarrassing as 2010 as Sam Renzel makes it 4-0. Where's the bag? Where's Russell? He needs to give me a bag over my head. Jeepers. I can't believe it. If Will Smith scores that goal, it's 3-1. And Askarov, not a good job getting in position for that one-timer, but nobody's defending for him anyway. Wow, that's only the 10th shot on goal for the Blackhawks. And now Askarov is coming out and Nedeljkovic is coming in. Shout out to the former Gopher, Sam Renzel. Is that right? Oh, my God. I didn't think it'd be this bad this quickly, but here we are. 2 saves on 6 shots. You mean 6 saves on 10 shots, right? Askarov has to be sick. I don't know, man. I don't know what it's going to take for him to get back to where he was in November. He had a good game against the Canucks, really good game. And I thought he had a really good game against the Oilers up until the comeback. And I don't, I don't really fault him for all that much of it, if anything. Can I believe this? Says Alex. No, I can't. This is rough. This is definitely rough. This is more like the San Jose Sharks of, the past few years. But you got to take one on the chin. I mean, this team has given me a lot to be excited about. So I can't just quit. So I'll be staying here. I'll probably have more to drink. But you can believe exactly I mean, I made a video earlier this past week, and it says I had no faith, and now I believe. And this team has not won a game since I made that video. So you can call me the scapegoat. You can make me the scapegoat. Just don't make my boy Macklin Celebrini get too much of the blame here. Cadet Dalton, what's going on? Thanks for coming in here. Albeit we've certainly been in a more chipper mood in previous streams. But yeah, we'll get a commercial break here. 8:58 left. Sharks down. You see it on my screen here. 4-0. Red Wings. I didn't know the Red Wings and the Avalanche were playing each other again. The Wings are up 1-0. By the way, the Avs kicked the crap out of them on Saturday. Mammoth are up 1-0 on the Canucks on a goal from Nick Schmaltz. Nick Schmaltz now up to 20 goals. Blues 5-3 over the Predators after 2. Wild and Canadiens are tied at 3. What a game that's been, as that's not even halfway through the third. And then earlier tonight, we had the Sabres pull ahead of the Panthers 5-3 as they create even more separation from the defending Cup champions. Senators beat the Penguins by a score of 3-2, outshooting Pittsburgh by just about a 2-1 margin. Capitals take home a 4-1 victory over the Islanders, and that's very important if they want to stay alive in the playoff chase. I know a lot about being down 3 to 4 goals. Sharks got guys who can put the puck in the net. Exactly. They just got to get that first one to go in. Hang in there. Yeah. 4-0. I don't expect anything. I want to be excited about something in this game. And like I said, the only thing that I've liked in this game so far is probably Sam Dickinson. And Ferraro's been fine too. I'd have to go back to see how many goals he was on the ice for, if at all. But it looks very lifeless. But these were the Sharks that I expected this year. This is more of the Sharks team I expected versus the magical team that has been playing the last couple months here. Let's see here. I will try to stay merry. How about that? If the Sharks can't even up the score against the Hawks, it's going to mess you up mentally. Yeah, I mean, these are the games you got to win. There was the Calgary game, and they just got outworked in that. And I don't think that they were like atrocious per se, but there was one team that was pressing them during much of it, and it just wasn't good enough. As the Sharks now pumping a shot from the point here. Another shot from the side looking for Eklund down low. So the second line out here for the Sharks is at least they're trying to fire shots to the net. Even if the Hawks block a little bit here, you got to be able to apply some pressure and keep the defense guessing. That's exactly right, Alex. The Sharks are a little wounded out here, and their next game is not going to be any easier. They got to play in Denver against the Avalanche before the Olympic break. Here's Celebrini. He'll shoot, and that goes around the net, actually. Trying to wrap it around, and they score. Will Smith is on the board. Will Smith. And Will Smith makes it 4-1. And I don't want to say the Sharks have life, but at least that means we're not getting shut out tonight. Smitty gets on the board. There's a fast response. Clearly, they're not looking at the tablet for highlights from this game on the bench. They're watching our stream. I can see our numbers are ticking up. There are people paying attention here, and they're listening. So it's now 4-1. Not us, but we'll take it. Hey, Cortana, come get a treat. Come on, we didn't get shut out. Come get a treat. Treat. Everybody smash that like for Cortana if you haven't done so already. Here she is. Come here, baby girl. Good girl. Good girl. Give you a kiss. Mwah. And here come the Hawks the other way, though. Here's Dickinson, and knocked away by the defense, but not quite clear. Mikheyev, and he's got Donato, who's got one of the goals. That was the prettiest of those. Behind the net, draws a couple defenders. Dickinson, what are you doing, man? And Ferraro, what are you doing there? And the Hawks answer back, and it's 5-1, just like that. Unbelievable. I don't know what Ferraro was doing there. That's a crippling goal. Yeah, Ferraro just loses sight of Mikheyev on the back door. Thank you, Lord. Lord, hear our prayer. Dickinson was kind of floating around, didn't really stick anybody, but I don't know what Ferraro is doing there as that play is developing. Yeah, I mean, this is where I think Warsofsky should just call his timeout and just let him have it on the bench. If the Tommy Boy, what's up? Is the game on? I wish I didn't even know that the game was on. I mean, chatting with you guys is pretty great, but I wish it was under different circumstances. Is the Stadium Series, if it taught you anything, it's that 5-1 is not insurmountable. That's true. That's true. Here's Gaudette from behind the Sharks net as he gets stuck by Murphy. Goodrow lays a hit. Of course, Reeves is out there as well. Mukhamadullin, and he's trying to play hero ball. Desharnais actually lays a check. Sharks get taken down in the neutral zone. No call. I'm getting a little bit upset here. I mean, I think by now maybe we should have drawn one call. How much time is left? We're down to 6 minutes in the period. Need a goalie fight that sparked the lightning. Well, we've gotten Nedeljkovic out there, so Kazuma Tempest says, I'll be cheering for the Sharks in the playoffs. Well, you playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Now that the Cats are out. Yeah, we're not looking like we're going to be separating ourselves from the pack or from you guys, because we're getting our asses kicked, and we're en route to potentially a third straight loss. This is bull hockey or bull pucky. They aren't calling any penalties against the Hawks. I think maybe one of these that I've caught, there were like 3 instances where I'm like, that looks a little iffy, right? Call one of those. Our power play is not that bad. Then again, guys, do we really want a power play against Chicago? They have the league's best penalty kill. I kid you not. It's the best penalty kill. We, on the other hand, our power play is ranked 16th. Chance, what has happened? I don't know. I would love to tell you all about it if we were the ones on the other side. But no. Yeah, Dean, I strangely know Jim Moore's like full rant, or I know most of it. You know, where he's like, well, I'll start off by saying this. Do not blame that game on the defense. Like I can get into it, but I'm not going to. Maybe some other point in the future when I'm a man. I'm 40. No, that'll be soon enough. But that's a little bit further in advance. But yeah, 5-1, 5-1, unbelievable. Not good. I mean, everything's going right for Chicago. They're playing well enough to earn those goals. Let me not discredit them, but they look a lot more cohesive than we do. That's for sure. Defensively on that play, that was just atrocious. That's one of the worst goals I've seen the Sharks give up, not just this season, but in the last few seasons, and that's saying something. We were supposed to win. I mean, it's not about whether or not they're supposed to win. It's, do they want to win? We got to see some of that. We got to see some fire out of this group. Wish you had Spencer Knight back. I kind of see what you're saying right now. I mean, Bobrovsky, what an interesting kind of arc he's had in Florida. But yeah, the goaltending hasn't been a strong suit for the back-to-back defending champions. All right, here's Tim Liljegren. The Sharks able to get this behind the Chicago net, but no forecheck to be set up here. Down to 5:20 here in the second period. Whenever you hear Chelsea Dagger, yeah, it's like I just get flashbacks to 2010, man. It's like I need the Sharks and Blackhawks to face off one time in the playoffs, in the next few years so we can have a shot at revenge, if you will. That'd be nice. And it's not even the top line for Chicago. Like, Bedard had the goal on the power play, to his credit, to get the scoring started. Oh, they scored! Macklin's got a goal. It's
Celebrini in! Scores! What a goal!
And Macklin makes it 5-2. The comeback, baby. Let's go. We got Cortana here, too. Everybody. Cortana. Come here. There you go. You go. Yeah, you go. All right, here we go. Macklin, can we trade goalies, send us Bob? And you get Askarov. Okay. It hasn't been good so much for Yarrow, but I'm gonna have a little bit more faith than that. I mean, Bob, I love Bob. He's a Hall of Famer, and I'm starting to think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. But nah. And now they almost give up another goal. What is Ferraro doing? Ferraro, I've been singing your praises, Mario. I made a video last week, and you were the subject of my praise. Don't break my heart. Mario, don't break my heart. Wilmac got their points. Yeah, Wilmac's got their points. 2015's Cup final will be infamous. Freaking Tyler Johnson. That was a great playoff run for Johnny, who grew up in my area here. Actually, Pug Guy, for those of you who were watching our interview with Eric from Tealtown, USA, he was saying that Ray Whitney was his favorite Shark all time. Ray Whitney is one of two players. The other is Tyler Johnson, to have their numbers retired by the Spokane Chiefs. The only time they won the Memorial Cup, those were the two faces of the franchise in that sense. Askarov isn't bad, to be fair. Look, I like the athleticism, but it's just like, it's the balance. I think it's the like. Anyway, I won't pick him apart too much. I mean, you don't want to kick somebody when he's down, but and I really, are we losing this game first and foremost because of bad goaltending? No, not at all. All right, here come the Sharks. Maybe a chance here. Orlov backhands it to nobody. Still alive in the zone for Graf. And yeah, he gets. Is that a slash? Are you goddamn serious? Wow. I swear. Not too often, but I swear. What, like, whose leg do the Sharks have to hump to get a penalty? Seriously. But then again, Chicago's got the top-ranked penalty kill. The first night they're doing bad because past 4 games they did great and didn't change their lines. Well, not the Sharks. I mean, they changed the lines going into tonight because they lost to the Flames in regulation. Yeah. The Blackhawks have 5 goals on 12 shots. And the Sharks have 8 shots in this game, and we're 3 minutes away from the second intermission, which means I'm 3 minutes away from probably getting something stronger to drink, frankly. Ooh, I have a Scotch ale. I'll get a Scotch ale. That'd be good. All right, in the neutral zone, it is that was Moore winning the faceoff for Chicago. Chicago forecheck very heavy here. They've got it at the top of the zone. Poked out by Kurashev. Scotch ale? Yes, I do enjoy some Scotch ale. Mm-hmm. Refs have been the worst. Does anybody ever say, hey, the refs have been better this year? I don't think so. I got to pray to the hockey gods. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Ask them what I did in my past life to deserve this. Who do you think ends up in the final right now? Avs and Bolts. A 2022 rematch would be pretty fun. I don't know. I think the Hurricanes are finally due. Hurricanes, because now they don't have to worry about getting past the Panthers. They just have to beat Tampa Bay, but that might happen. All right, here comes Celebrini, top line out there, dumping it off for Smith, but knocked away. My preseason pick was Stars winning it all. Do I really think that they're the best team to win and in the playoffs? I don't know. And Dean, I know you have the more informed opinion here, but do not put it past the Golden Knights. Good shot by Toffoli. Knight might have gotten a small piece of that. From the point, Mukhamadullin able to get a shot on goal. Easier pad save there for Knight. And now maybe, oh my God, are the Sharks going to get a power play? Oh my God, we got a power play. It's a delay of game to the Hawks. Buffalo, 4-point swing. Yeah, as more separation is created from the Florida Panthers. It's crazy, man. I can't see it at this point. San Jose and Carolina, the Sharknado Cup. Finally, we get a man advantage. But don't, guys, I know I've said it a few times, but I can't overstate this. Chicago's PK is the best in the NHL. We're 16th on the power play. Canes and Stars in the same boat. Yeah, it's kind of like I kind of wait for them to meet up in the Cup final, you know? And this might be their best year to do it. Oh. All right, Hawks get a clear. Now Macklin gaining the zone, drawing 3 defenders, hands it over to Toffoli, who has a hard time with that puck. Ends up on the stick of Smith. He's got it. He shoots, and it ramped off of Knight's stick, and it goes out of play with a minute 15 left in the period. All right. Dearest Sharks, if we're able to somehow score here, we are only down 2 goals heading into the intermission unless we give up another goal, which could certainly happen. Anything can happen come playoff time. It's not looking great for Vegas, but getting healthy and peaking at the right time is key. I mean, there's plenty of time for them to get healthy, right? All right, puck's behind the Chicago net. Nice job there by the Blackhawks defense. They come the other way. They got numbers. It's a 3-on-2. They hit the trailer. Back onto the wing. A chance. A shot. Saved by Nedeljkovic. God, Sharks coming back too passive, man. That's why I say if. All right, down to 45 seconds left here in the period. Here comes Macklin on the wing. Comes in, looking to center it in front. Nice stick lift there from Vlasic. I've always liked Vlasic, by the way. So I'll definitely sing his praises. Celebrini still out there. Wenberg from the goal line. He brings it behind the net. With time. Down to 20 left here in the period, excuse me. Back for Orlov, a shot. Oh, almost trickles by Knight. Wenberg feeding the point. Down to 12 seconds. A shot. Off the rebound, Toffoli was there. The backhand, he couldn't quite get his stick on that puck. But Knight actually loses his mask. So we'll get a whistle. You can't bear Tampa winning the cup. The amount of bolts you'll have to deal with will give you a headache. I know, right? Win 2 Stanley Cups and you're still down in the all-time count 4-2 if Tampa Bay were to win again. You know, Alex, to be fair, I think I already jinxed it back when I made the video last week saying I believe in this team, that they're going to make the playoffs. That makes me, as Carlos Mencia would say, a deet DD. What happened to Alex Wenberg? I don't think anything has happened. I knew they would mess it up somehow. A shot from Macklin and saved by Knight. We're down to 5 seconds left in the period. Well, I can't say it's been a bad power play by any means. They might pull the goalie if they can't. Well, yeah, they should actually. They should pull the goalie with 5 seconds left. Let's do it. Why not? Wenberg is going to take this draw. 5 seconds left. Sharks maybe a chance here at the last second. Oh, and Eklund put it just wide of the net. And they'll have 19 seconds left of power play time when we come back for the third. But the Hawks, man, they just have been cashing in on all their opportunities. Celebrini's upset there wasn't a call there at the end of things. And after 40 minutes of play, it's still a very insurmountable lead deficit for the Sharks. They're trailing 5-2. All right, fellas. I gotta get something else to drink, okay? I'm just gonna go get another Scotch ale, okay? Does ESPN still have Tuesday hockey night? I don't know because I don't have ESPN itself. I have the ESPN Plus package, but that's it. All right. Just hold tight, guys. I'll be right back. I just need about 20 seconds. It's really. Can you turn it down a little bit, hon? Okay, thank you. Hiya. What's up, Cortana? How we doing, kiddo? Hi, baby girl. Oh, you got a frisbee? You got a frisbee here? Oh, you gonna let me see it? Huh? Can I see it? Can I see it? Come here. Shake it, bake. Shake it, bake. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, Mary and Hosa. It is not good. All right, well, when life gives you a 5-1 deficit, to only 20 more minutes of this ish show, but even more time hanging out with you guys. That is definitely tasty. If anybody is enjoying a beverage, let me know in the chat. Get something strong. We're going to need it. I mean, I'll probably just have to drink 2 of these. And then I got to work the next day, but thankfully I work remotely. Oh boy. I guess we could take a look at what's happening around the rest of the NHL. Take a look at the good old scoreboard. Water. There we go. Thank you for reminding me. You will be stealing Jesus, Mary, and Hosa. I mean, we're playing Chicago, so you might as well. A soda from KFC. Has anybody ever done the old graveyard where you like take a bit from every soda tap? I've never done that. Habs and Wild going to overtime. Ooh. That's probably been a really exciting game tonight. Hosa, yeah, don't forget when he left to go to the Penguins and then he wanted to go to the Red Wings and he lost both times, right? Isn't that what it was? And then he won 3 Stanley Cups. That's quite a career arc. I was hoping he would have won one with Ottawa, but he wasn't. No, he was not part of that 07 team. I'm pretty sure he wasn't. Never tried the soda abomination. Good. That's probably a good thing. Here, let's get this. Let's enlarge the screen for y'all. So yeah, Habs and Wild. So Brock Faber's up to 13 goals. Kirby Dach, Ivan Demidov, and Brendan Gallagher are the goals for Montreal. Kaprizov's eclipsed 30 on the season. At least tie it and maybe get a loser point. Oh, absolutely. Like, I'll be feeling just fine if we can get a loser point. But that's 3 goals, and shoot, with the way Chicago's just been able to produce at will, when they want to try on offense. I just don't think we can outscore them 3-0 in this upcoming period. But this team has given me reasons to believe. Let's see what else we got here. Blues and Predators. Ryan O'Reilly, 20. Could Ryan O'Reilly get traded, or is that going to be a little bit too tough? He's not that high of a salary cap hit, I don't think. Can't be making any more than like $6 million. Well, he's got 20 goals on the year. Philip Forsberg, 23. McCarron also scoring. Parayko for St. Louis. Broberg, Buchnevich. Pavel Buchnevich, he's only got 11 goals this year. I don't know if he's been injured, but I would think he would have more at this point. He's had a good run with the Blues, don't get me wrong. And Jake Neighbors, coming down off of last season, but still producing pretty good for them. Let's see here. I've never seen heated rivalry, so I can't comment on that. Jets and Stars in what was the second round of the playoffs last year, tied at 2 through 2 periods. Cole Perfetti and Gabe Vilardi for the Jets have goals. Gabe Vilardi passed the 21 goal mark. Good for him. Jason Robertson, who is not on Team USA, I have no effing idea how. He's up to 31 on this season. And then we have the Red Wings up 1-0 on the Avalanche. Pardon. Marco Kasper, the lone goal there. He's been moved to the wing recently. I know, or I don't know about recently, but I remember he was playing some center earlier this year. So if that's one team that could use one of those centers, whether that's Kadri or O'Reilly, I wouldn't put it past the Red Wings to make an offer out there for somebody like that, because they could use some help. Mammoth are on top of the Canucks 2-1. They've dropped their last 2 games and have actually fallen out of a playoff spot. But tonight they're looking a little bit sharper with 2 goals from Nicky Schmaltz. Liam Ogren, who has made a good impression so far with the Canucks so far, has the lone tally for Vancouver to steal one from Puck Guy there with the Kermit the Frog, John Shorthouse imitation. Maple Leafs on top of the Flames 1-0 in a game that means absolutely nothing, on a goal from Willie Nylander. That's 18 on the season for him. Then we've got a couple of finals in the books. We already mentioned these, but I'll just quickly go over these. The Sabres with a decisive 5-3 victory over the 2-time defending Cup champion Panthers, despite being outshot by a 2-1 margin. My goodness. You had the Ottawa Senators snap the Penguins' 6-game winning streak, outshooting them by a 2-1 margin and coming away with a 3-2 victory. Yegor Chinikov was able to get one in the net for Pittsburgh, but Tim Stützle and company technically not eliminated from playoff contention, but I still think that it's a little bit too little too late. Capitals, kind of the same thing there. They get a 4-1 victory over the other team that's holding down a top 3 spot in that division. That's not the Carolina Hurricanes. And by that, I mean the New York Islanders. Goals from Fervari, Beauvillier, Nicky Dowd, who I do think is fairly underrated and underappreciated, and also John Carlson getting the empty net goal for Washington as they somewhat stay alive there in the playoff conversation. Seahawks or Patriots? Give me the Seahawks 31-23. That's my Super Bowl prediction. Let's go for it. And if you want to look at the standings right now, look at points percentage. That's a better reflection of how good a team is. Tampa Bay creating quite a good amount of separation between them and the next place team, which, by the way, look at that. Second place in the division belongs to the Buffalo Sabres. Are you freaking kidding me? Although the Red Wings are up 1-0 on the Avalanche, if they can hang on and win, they'll go back into second place. Boston is in 5th place, but as you can see here, they actually have a better record than most of the teams in the Metropolitan Division, so Boston would still be in the playoff picture, and there's a little bit of there's a lot of separation between them and the next place team in the wild card chase from their division, and that is the Senators. Then we've got ourselves the Metro. Carolina's been in front the whole year. I don't see that changing, and right now you can see a bit of a gap, not as big of a gap as we saw in the Atlantic, but the gap between 3rd and 4th between the Islanders and Blue Jackets is 4 points, but the Islanders have played 2 more games than Columbus. So, you win those 2 games, all of a sudden you're tied with New York. So that is something to kind of have your eye on. By the way, we're in second intermission, so I thought we'd just take a look at the standings for a little bit. We've got the Avalanche still very comfortably out in front over the Dallas Stars. They've even played 2 fewer games, so that's nothing to really keep your eye on. However, we'll see which of these teams has home ice for their first round matchup between Dallas and Minnesota, albeit we've seen that home ice doesn't really matter a whole lot in the NHL playoffs these days. Utah has dropped a couple of games, but they could get back into a playoff spot tonight with a victory. Nashville on the outside looking in, but they are still kind of hanging around. And then in the Pacific, we're seeing quite a bit of parity here as the Golden Knights and Oilers are tied despite Edmonton playing 1 more game. Seattle's quietly won 4 in a row. And I mean, they've had quite a streak for the most part over the last, I'd say probably about 5 or 6 weeks, as they are now flirting with the top of that division. The Kings, the Ducks, they're deadlocked. The Sharks, they're starting to fall back a little bit here. That's not good. The loser point is definitely a hot topic. I think that people who look at that, though, a lot of them don't look at the fact that regulation wins should be more than overtime wins, right? So you could still get a bunch of overtime losses and still be a really good team in regulation. Look at the Golden Knights. They're 18-16 in regulation. Okay, actually, no, they've been losing some games in regulation recently. Never mind. Both the Red Wings and Sabres are back in the playoffs. Yep, the Red Wings, Sabres. We could be looking at the Ducks in it. Sharks 1 time, please. Sharks, maybe. We've got the Penguins after a few years of no playoffs. We've got the Bruins. They weren't even expected to be anywhere near it. They're doing just fine. So we're getting some good turnover versus previous seasons where it seems like 14 of the same 16 teams from the previous year return. I don't want that as much. I want a little bit more fresh blood, or new blood, I should say. Oh, my goodness. Please, Lord, let the Sharks make the playoffs. They need to go out there and grab the bull by the horns. Whereas Patches O'Houlihan said, you got to grab dodgeball by the horns and you got to hump it into submission. Anyway, a great start for Seattle so far. Wait, are the Kraken playing tonight? Says, all right, I'm asking Seattle Seahawks fan. Wait, are you my cousin? Does he know I have a YouTube channel? I think he does. But Kraken are not playing tonight. They're coming off a 3-2 victory over the Golden Knights. But they've got a very important game tomorrow against the Ducks, Kraken and Ducks. You're feeling a bit better, went to work today. Okay, good. I hope your workload isn't too intense, though, so that you can continue to progress in your improvements. And glad to hear about that. Macklin got a point. We got it. I mean, it's a good night. It's a good night. Macklin got a point. Went to Sharks and Avalanche in the first round. A President's Trophy versus Wildcard 2 matchup. Oh, you want that? Okay. Hey, don't put it past the Lightning to not finish with the best record, though. They've been on quite a tear, and the Avalanche have been sliding a little bit here. The way I look at it right now when teams play, I look at who affects us. Yeah, it's crazy that we're looking at that this deep in the season, right? Hiya. But we're down, man. We are down. By too much. How are we doing tonight? Hey, not so bad. Cortana was making things very difficult, as some people know. She was making things a little difficult last night, or I guess today. Technically, it was 1 a.m, and she woke me up because she was having some. She had to, let's just say, go outside and do her business, and then she woke me up at 3:30 and did the same freaking thing. And I took her back inside after she went, and she said, and I'm like, wait, you need to go again? I just took you out. So I had to do that. And then I lost at least an hour of sleep. And then she was throwing up at 7:30. And so then I was like, all right, well, at least you woke me up at a reasonable time. So She's doing a lot better now, though. Much better. And hopefully she'll come by and get some more goal treats. But hopefully that's because the Sharks are putting the puck in the net, not Chicago. Ay. Your old cat used to wake your... Really, at 4 o'clock, a cat doing that. I mean, usually it's not because of anything specific. They're like, I just want to make biscuits on you, right? But Cortana's doing fine now, everybody. She's just back to her normal self. Seattle Sports has had a good year. Yeah, the only thing they need now is for the Supersonics to get announced as returning to the NBA. And then maybe we can go back to, I don't know, games being, 92 to 86 instead of 123 to 146. I don't know. Anyway, in just a moment here, we're going to get started with the third period. We're in the final commercial break. Leafs are up 1-0 against the Flames. Yeah, I mean, shoot, we couldn't beat the Flames, but maybe you guys can. Use guys. Why is my... I don't really have a very teal looking... That looks too green. Doesn't it look too green? That's way too green. That's way too blue. Excuse me. I don't know. There we go. That'll work. You're gonna sleep soon? Okay. Yeah, well, understandably, right? It's like 10:30 over there, so catch you later. How excited am I for the Olympics? Honestly, not that excited in that, like, I just want to watch the Sharks get over this losing streak that we're going to be entering the Olympic break on. That's not fun, but it's cool because we haven't seen NHL players in quite some time. So, I mean, I'd rather just the NHL season go on, but this is something that only comes around once every 4 years, so I'll find a way to enjoy it. Will I stream during the Olympics? I haven't made my mind up entirely yet. Like, being in the Pacific time zone works against me. A lot of games are at like 4 in the morning, so we'll see. Maybe, but you'll have to look out for any of my posts on YouTube announcing that kind of thing. Seahawks are winning the Super Bowl and the Kraken are winning a cup in the same year. If the Kraken win the Stanley Cup, that'd be funny because that would be in their 5th year. The Golden Knights did it in their 6th year. Is the game on? Keeping the faith in the chat says they're going to come back and watch. Just watch. All right. Well, if the Sharks come back, then I owe it to you for your faith. So if the Sharks come back and win this game, not just get a point, but let's say the Sharks win this game with 20 minutes left, then I will gift you a Twisted Wrister t-shirt or something like that. So just take a screenshot or something like that, and you can hold me to it. That's fine. I'm just not seeing it tonight, unfortunately. Sharks, third period. Let's get it on. Oh, snap. Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go. So the Sharks actually start this period on a power play, but it's only for like 19 seconds. 4 in the net pizza you get. Yeah, like the good old days, right? I used to enjoy the hell out of that, man. I would just, because I was in college and we had a round table pizza like within walking distance. So I would just go there after the game because I went to a bunch of games. All right, so now we're back to full strength and the Hawks with Dickinson. He's going to try to get this dumped down, but the Sharks are able to at least get the puck back quickly. They'll work it into the Chicago zone and fire it behind the net for Spencer Knight. He'll hand it off to Rinzel, who's got one of the goals tonight for Chicago. And now Levshinov handing it off behind the San Jose net, Colin Graff. And now working it for Eklund. Bobbling puck. Maybe a chance on the back door. Oh, and Wenberg couldn't quite get... He took a whack at it, but that puck was still up in the air. Now Nazar. Over to Rinzel. He's got... Oh, my God. He's got... Oh, dude. Rinzel was... he had Nedeljkovic beat. That puck just escaped off his stick. Otherwise, that was a goal. So close. Why does Dr. Pepper sound so good? Because it's got 23 flavors. Do I think regulation should work in the NHL like European? Absolutely. Absolutely it should. 3 points for a regulation win. 2 for an overtime or shootout. 1 point for an overtime or shootout loss. That's probably how it should be. All right, fourth line out there for San Jose. Muka Madulin dumps it down. And we get an offside or a high touch or something. I don't know. Yeah, Nedeljkovic is in net. Yeah. Yeah, Ned's in the net. After the 4th goal, Askarov got pulled. Yeah, actually, Dean, that's a good point. If you're on a power play that carries over into the next period, I agree. That's a good point. By the way, the Sharks are now actually even with Chicago in shots, 13-13, which was also the name of a canceled Star Wars video game. Kurashev. Misa's been quiet tonight for the most part. Desharnais will hand it back, or Kurashev's at the point, and he tries to dig around a couple guys. A backhander, they score! Muka Madulin, it's a 2-goal game. It's 5-3 now. Muka Madulin looking like a forward, and Kurashev, he was trying to stick handle between 3 defenders that somehow ended up on Mookie's stick, and Mookie with a saucy backhander top corner over Spencer Knight. Cortana, treat. Here, come here. Good girl. Oh, what a good girl. Yeah. Save that other one for later, huh? I'm in front of you a little bit there. We got Toria jumping in. What's up? You're late? Better late than never. You're watching Avalanche and Red Wings, so I understand. Guys, we're only down by 2 goals. I mean, nothing that Spencer Knight could do there, but the Sharks do have 3 goals on 15 shots. That's not too bad. Mountain Dew, root beer, sweet tea. I'm not a big sweet tea guy. I mean, it's a little too sweet for my liking. I like, an Arnold Palmer where you take like unsweetened iced tea and then lemonade together. That's pretty nice. Root beer, quite good. We got CMP chilling out with us. Good evening to you. Thank you for jumping in here. Here come the Sharks. That was a pretty quick goal with tons of time left. I know, but don't tease me. Don't tease me like this. Wish I could be at the game in person. Oh, it's not all that far away, I guess. Yeah. Relegation. No, I'm not in favor of that just because the AHL arenas, like the Sharks one's only like 4,000 people, right? It's like you couldn't have a franchise like that in the NHL, could you? And they're already in San Jose too. It's not like they're in Worcester, Massachusetts, or somewhere far away. Oh God, the Hawks are going to get a breakaway. And actually, no, it's going to be a penalty. Is that to Bedard? Holy crap, the Sharks are going back on the power play? Well, Alex, humor me, good sir. Or I don't know if Alex can also be a girl's name, so there we go. Mountain Dew in the loop. Power play in the loop. Speaking of the loop, Chicago's arena is not in the loop, I don't think. I think it's too west to be in Chicago's loop, the core downtown. Love the power play. Yeah. I'm trying to step my game up a little bit there and have fun stuff like that. Sharks on the power play. And back to the point. Here's Orlov. Trying to work it down low, a bobbling puck to Toffoli. Back to the point. Smith Toffoli at the goal line. He skates in. Toffoli, a bobbling puck. Celebrini trying to track it down. Oh, and they said that he had it outside the zone. Oh, bull pucky. I was watching Chicago and Boston, and your cousin FaceTimes you and says, guess where you are? He was at the game. Well, I mean, like, does he live around where the game was being held, or? Yeah, Macklin's mad because the puck was clearly on the blue line there, and the ref blew his whistle and said it was offside. Thanks for nothing. God, like, trust Macklin next time, you jerk face. Macklin actually tried calling a penalty on himself the last game, or 2 games ago. Oh, and that one went in and out like a fast food restaurant. I have no idea how that puck didn't go in just there. I have no way of describing it. Why exactly? Like give me Keenan from Keenan and Kel. Why? All right. I'll settle down. Wenberg around the net. He's got Toffoli. 50 seconds left in this penalty. Look, Smith, and that comes out of the zone. Chicago's got the number 1 ranked penalty kill, remember. Around the net. Smith. Liljegren, one-timer, and a nice save by Knight as Wenberg was screening him. Keenan Thompson, the Ducks fan. That's right. Have I been to Woodstock where they filmed Groundhog Day? No, I worked with somebody from Woodstock. I know where that is. But I need to go back and watch Groundhog Day again, because I will say one thing. That is maybe one of the most overrated movies of all time. It is not that funny. It's way too long. But I would go back and rewatch it, because I haven't seen it in like 15 years. Nice play by Eklund. Oh, out in front of the net. Good look. Good look. Eklund at the dot. High slot. Shot. Rebound. And Murphy gathers it for the Blackhawks. Trying to clear it. He's got Dickinson. And the Sharks do threaten. But Bedard and the Hawks come away unscathed. Who loves orange soda? Exactly. Nar sushi. I love it. Now Wenberg. Getting hassled here by Bedard or Grzelcyk. Excuse me. Have we seen Zombieland? Yeah, I actually saw that. Yeah. It's been a while, but yeah. Bill fucking Murray. Graf. And now the other way comes Nazar. We're down to 14:30. You got to see where they filmed it? That's cool. Actually, speaking of, on the subject of movies that were filmed around Chicago, I want to extend a big rest in peace, of course, to Catherine O'Hara, the mom from Home Alone, of course. Yeah, I got to go back and watch Groundhog Day. I wasn't feeling it, but now that I'm, of course, approaching my middle ages, might as well give it another shot. Best sports movie? The Sandlot. It's the best sports movie, it's the best coming of age movie, and it's the best kids movie. Wasn't some of The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight specifically. The other two were filmed. I can't remember the first one, Batman Begins, but I know the last one was filmed partially in Pittsburgh and probably somewhere in New York. Best sports book? I'm not a big reader. I've read like Moneyball. It's great. Toffoli, pad save by Knight with the top line out there for San Jose. Skated ahead by Mikheyev. And now Celebrini trying to get this puck cleared behind the net. Got a big scrum here behind San Jose's net. Hey, Lautaro, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining us. Yes, Chicago hanging on to what has been a very sizable lead for them. Toffoli handing it off to Smith. Sharks looking to regroup here. Desharnais, and just a miscommunication there. Now Orlov. Back to Desharnais. The Sharks coming the other way. Big stretch pass. Colin Graf up ice. Nice check there from Kaiser. Graf looking for Wenberg behind the net. He spins away from Murphy, or from Rinzel, excuse me. And Big Sam able to poke check that away. Nice battle that we have here going on deep in the Chicago zone. And now Graf, nice hit on Kaiser. Hawks able to clear. And now Eklund trying to play it the other way. Here comes Graf. He's got it at the goal line. He looks in front. It goes off of somebody and comes out of the zone. We're down to 12:20 here left in regulation time. It's going by quickly. Best food spot in San Jose. I haven't lived there in a few years, but I am a sucker for, of course, the all-time classic, which is La Vic's. And Sam's Barbecue, of course, would be up there for me. Who wins the cup first, the Sharks or a Canadian team? No, probably Montreal. Montreal probably wins the first cup for Canada. All right, let's see if the Sharks can get this cleared. Some good pressure from Chicago's fourth line. Fed up ice looking for Misa, but that goes all the way down. No icing. Down to 11:20 here in regulation. This is going to be an icing to the Sharks, who, by the way, lead in shots 16-13. So Chicago really, since that fifth goal, haven't had much offense, if anything. But yeah, if anybody wants to talk about food spots in San Jose, I'm open to it. I just don't know. There's a whole lot that I don't know. I never went to like any really good pho places in San Jose proper. I lived in Mountain View for a long time, and there were some good spots there. But I would think that San Jose, especially as you go further south or even a little bit on the east side, they've got some really good spots there. By the way, we've hit a commercial break. Can the Sharks, can they do it? I don't know. Montreal did start the whole Canadian curse. That's true. That's a good point. So it would only be fair for them to break it. The Maple Leafs ending their drought or the Sharks winning their first cup? I'd say the Sharks. Excuse me. You know, the Maple Leafs haven't been to a Stanley Cup final since 1967. At least the Sharks went one time. And I think the Maple Leafs, I don't think they're going to get much better. They've already peaked, you know. La Vic's is only good for the orange sauce. I wouldn't go that far myself. I mean, like, the orange sauce is a great compliment, but I think overall it's a San Jose institution. By the way, speaking of institutions, if you want a good breakfast in San Jose, it doesn't get much better than Bill's. Bill's is amazing. What we see first? Oh yeah, that's right. If we win the cup this year, just Carey Price get a ring. Hey, playoffs. All right, we got to get to the playoffs first. The Preds did it. They were down 5-1 versus the Blues. Look at this. A Golden Knights fan has been championing our resurgence in this game. He's going to will us to victory. Good old Dean. And then they're up 6-5 now, huh? All right, back to the action. Here's Liljegren. And now Toffoli behind the net. Back to the point. A little give and go. Toffoli takes it to the circle. A little deke. Shoots, pad save. Nifty play there from Toffoli. And now Nazar in the San Jose corner. Handing it off to Bedard, who nifty play to set up the trailer, but that puck was just a little bit too far behind. Now on the re-entry, here comes Bedard. Drawing a couple defenders. At the mouth of the goal, Nedeljkovic squeezing it with the pads. That was a little bit too close for comfort, though. La Villa and Willow Glen is a pinnacle, not only hockey, but all sports. Yeah, I want to say, so La Villa, is that, now is that, I might have been there at one point. It's been a long time since I've been anywhere in Willow Glen, because, I mean, I don't live in California anymore, but I want to say I've been there one time, or at least I've heard of it. Does that final against the Penguins sting? Not as much. We weren't supposed to go to the Stanley Cup that year. We just went on a really good run, and although Pittsburgh really did dominate us, but I mean, beating the Kings in the first round was a lot of fun. Then we had a 7-game series against the Predators, and that series against the Blues was very memorable too. So Donato and Nedeljkovic able to keep that out. So now the Blackhawks coming in with some pressure here. And this puck scoots out of the Sharks zone. Kaiser able to quickly regroup. Donato, an area pass. Eklund's there. Graf. And now Mukhamadullin, who had the most recent goal for the Sharks, but he's not able to get that deep. Turnover, though, high in the zone. Shot there from a post. Oh, my God. Colin Graf hits the post. Right about Bills can't go wrong. Exactly. Yeah, maybe a little bit of trouble for Chicago behind their net. And now in the neutral zone, Ferraro, he's going to just squib this into the Blackhawks zone. This is going to come down for an icing to the Sharks with 9:18 left. The Sharks have done it before. They were down 5-1 against the Penguins. I know, but you only get so many get out of jail free cards, if you know what I mean. God darn it, Colin Graf with the post. Yeah. Well, I will say one thing. You guys have made this third period much more enjoying than nerve-wracking. So I want to say thank you for that. Now in the Sharks' corner, Dickinson trying to get this away from Bedard, and he turns it over to him. Bertuzzi back to the point. Grzelcyk at the other point. Misa trying to D up Bedard here. Good support coming in from, I think that was Ferraro. Sharks able to get that clear. Contested in the neutral zone. Now Gaudette trying to get around the defender. He gets knocked down. And that's going to be an interference. The Sharks are going back on the power play. But they haven't scored on the power play just yet, I don't think. We're going to have a commercial break, but when we come back, San Jose on the man advantage. And this is really their opportunity to pressure Chicago. And we'll see what happens. But I don't know, Jake. I can't be that confident, but this is the time to strike, really. Both number one picks have a goal that makes you happy. Macklin needs a goal, and he did. Yeah, I mean, Celebrini's been having a pretty normal, typical game for him. It's nothing that's incredible, but it's definitely helping the team much more than hurting it. How are we doing on the beer? Am I going to need another one? I need more water. It's very important to hydrate when you're going to there we go. Good. Gotta have that hydration if you're gonna enjoy some beverages. Please, Lord, let them get a goal. Actually, here, if you're going for the Sharks in this game. Let us pray. Dear hockey gods, we come to you in a time of need, upon trailing by as many as 4 goals off of very few shots. We need to rally and instill confidence in this group that we can enter the Olympic break with some momentum, even though we have to play the mighty Colorado Avalanche before we get to the Olympic break. Give us strength as we enter this upcoming power play, and give us further strength as we, at probably even strength with maybe the net emptied for us, try to tie this game up and go into overtime where we were nearly unbeatable up until facing the Oilers. Amen. All right, Sharks, 5 shots on their 3 power plays so far. Yeah, Chicago's penalty kill, 18 of their last 19. They're very difficult to score against on the man advantage. Vlasic able to get a clear. Here comes Teravainen. Nice back check there from the Sharks, and they'll come the other way. Smith, maybe a bit of a 2-on-1 here. Will Smith hits the trailer. High slot, chance in front, rebound, and Teravainen able to come up with that loose puck. That was a good opportunity as the first 30 seconds in the power play goes by. Yeah, the hockey gods like tax-free states. Celebrini working it over to Orlov. Behind the net, looking for Smith, but it's a loose puck. Macklin tried to seal that off as it gets rimmed around, and the Blackhawks can change up. The first minute of the power play has gone by. And not a good feed there. I think Celebrini was the one who just couldn't get that onto the wing very effectively. And the Sharks trying just to get set up here. Here comes Kurashev, former Chicago Blackhawk. Feeds it for Celebrini, but he can't enter the zone just yet. And we're in the last third of this power play as the Blackhawks certainly demonstrating why they have the top penalty kill in the NHL so far. Chance behind the net. One-timer Celebrini. I don't know how he didn't shoot that unless that got blocked. Man, he had a yawning cage for that too. As Celebrini goes back to the bench, shaking his head. Final seconds of this power play, skated out by Alex Vlasic. He's got personnel. It's a 2-on-1 for the Blackhawks. A shot. Nedeljkovic might have gotten a piece. And puck out of play here with 6:38 gone, or 6:38 to go. I cannot believe it, man. Celebrini had the... Oh, man. God darn it. I think that was a bit of a... That puck for Celebrini was a tough one to handle, I will say. Oh, God, that's frustrating either way. Bring out the old Sharks puppet and hold it up like urinating tree for Jeebus. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I should do that. But this is we don't want to say that we're worshiping a false idol here. This is sure win, by the way, sure win the Shark, because when he comes alive, it's a sure win. Maybe Sherwin should just do the play-by-play from here on out. What do you think about that? I don't know. Maybe I'll just hold you for comfort. Sharky actually, for those of you who don't know this, Sharky actually gave me this on my 11th birthday many years ago. It's never over. Yeah, it's not over yet, but let's see what we got here. Come on, boys. Celebrini, nice little no look out front, but that's the problem. Nobody was there. Toffoli. And at the top of the zone, Liljegren, he gives it over to Celebrini, who's looking for Smith, but Smith was skating, kind of crossing the other way. So Foley from behind the net. Trying to get this, shake himself free of Mikheyev. He hands it back. A shot. Saved by Knight. Celebrini trying to come up with a rebound. Loose puck. Smith trying to slap at it. Keep the zone possession alive. Chicago might be tired out there, but Celebrini turns it over in the slot to Renzel. And we're down to about 5:20 left here in regulation. A chance up backhand and a save, and a score off the rebound. And that just about should do it. The Hawks extend their lead back to 3 late here in the third. God damn it. Here, I'll play the Hawks goal horn. Whose goal is that? Mikheyev again? Let's see. No, that's Donato. That's 2 goals for Ryan Donato, former Shark. Am I not allowed to play Chelsea Deck? No. Like that's gonna get flagged for copyright. If I play like 4 seconds, it's okay. Donato's got a 4-point game. My God. And Chicago's not even got, how many shots on goal do they have? Like 16 or 17? They've got 6 goals. Remember OG Sharky had a full tail. That was creepy. That was very odd. But they quickly learned from that mistake. Hey, Cortana, you want a treat? Well, I tried. Yeah, you did try. I appreciate that. The Sharks did enough to keep you interested. At least in the second half of this game, I'd say that they did. But yeah, pretty much once we conclude this one here, I'll probably be I will be signing off, so I can I don't know, go cry in Mrs. Twister's arms. But this stings. I mean, the Sharks are going to fall a little bit further out of the playoff chase, and they've got the Colorado Avalanche to finish things heading into the Olympic break. So that's not particularly good if you're a Sharks fan. Always liked Donato as a Shark. I mean, I understand that he didn't do enough to really stick around, but he had his moments. He had some moments there. When Bailey knocked off Sharky's head, that's right, yeah. All the California mascots are pretty solid. Bailey and Wild Wing as well. But only one of them is in the Mascot Hall of Fame. We know who that is, right? Treat. If they beat the dang Avalanche, I'll be like, what the hell? I think that game's on Wednesday, I want to say. Watch hours of mind-numbing television after this game to make you feel better. Yeah, a little brain rot probably wouldn't hurt. Or just go, pet a dog, pet a cat, Yep. I'll bring you all the way home here to the final whistle. I'll do it. All right, we got a face-off here in the Sharks zone. Moore takes a hit from Mukhamadullin. I think Shakir's been probably one of the bright spots tonight for San Jose. Got a goal. He's been playing pretty well defensively. And Dickinson, I'll give him some credit too. No matter what, they've exceeded expectations. That's very important. Like, I was very impressed with the last video that I produced because so many Sharks fans were like realistic and level-headed, where it's like, hey, we appreciate what the team's doing right now. It is exciting, but like, let's not get ahead of ourselves too much. And you're right. I'm gonna cry after this game. Don't get mad, get even. We got a date with the Avalanche on Wednesday. Here comes Misa, hella speed. Nice save by Spencer Knight, but I really like that flash there from Misa. He's had a quiet game otherwise. Hulky, what's going on? One more goal for Chicago, or one more goal for the Sharks? Hopefully one more for San Jose. Definitely no more beers, though. I don't really have anything else to drink to right now, so. What game was it when a live chicken was thrown on the ice? A live chicken? Oh my god. Yeah, actually, you know what? We will need the Golden Knights to win. That's very true. Drink to a good stream. There we go. That's fair. Now Khrushchev. See if the Sharks can maybe get another goal here. Misa on the back door. Oh, nice stick lift there. Gaudette was right on the doorstep. Down to 3:31. Very close to Pat Foley's signature tree, but 3:31 it is. Let's go Hurdles team. How about Tomas Hurdle scores 4 goals in the next game for Vegas? That would be awesome. Well, at least the Sharks are playing with some urgency here. Oh, a nice chance there for Smith, but it was a good block by Nazer. Fun must be always, yeah. The Blackhawks, 6 goals on 17 shots. Yikes. Will there be another Discord watch party? Probably not until we come back from the Olympics, unless we want to do something during the Olympics. But the timing of the games makes things kind of challenging. Wait, he already had a 4-goal game this year? I know he had like a 4 or 5 point game against the Sharks. It's a little salt in the wound, but oh, and another post by the Sharks. That was off of Toffoli, I think. Or Gaudette. Favorite Ninja Turtle. Yo, when I was a kid, it was Michelangelo, but you know, I'm kind of a Donnie fan, man. I kind of like Donnie. He's got the shaft, got the bow or whatever you call it. All the kids liked Raph. I'm like, nah, dude. I need somebody with a little bit more reach out there. All right, final 2 minutes here, everybody. Teen Titan, I'm not the guy to ask. I was teaching kids at a tennis camp who watched that show when I was a little bit younger, at least. Yeah, it was at least we got a few goals. Yeah. Leo's your guy. Everybody's got their own turtle. There we go. That's what we like. That's what we want to see. Yeah, man. I was like 5 years old, and I had a bunch of like Ninja Turtles action figures, and I had some dolls that were like yay tall, like 20, 24 inches tall or whatever. I dressed up as Michelangelo one year for Halloween. If I stream for the Sharks next, yeah, I probably won't do that. We can all cry together. No, I'm probably not. I don't even know if I'll watch that game, frankly. Okay, maybe I'll watch a little bit of it. The first 24 minutes. All right, final 45 seconds, everybody. I know some people are going to head out. I'll head out too once the final whistle has sounded. Just make sure you hit the thumbs up before you go. That'd be awesome. And hopefully I'll chat with you guys at some point during the Olympics. We'll also do a trade deadline stream, I think. Yeah. Down to 25 seconds. Regenda. I didn't really notice anything from Regenda tonight, honestly. Ferraro, I gotta say he had a couple of really bad moments, unfortunately. A couple of rebounds here, though. Ferraro shoots. Knight really holding it down now. Final 5 seconds. Bedard, who had the first goal for Chicago. And this one's in the books, unfortunately, if you're a Sharks fan. Hey, we fell again. That's 3 winless games in a row, and we're slipping out of the playoff picture a little bit here, but hopefully we can rebound against the Avalanche. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Please do hit the thumbs up. And thank you for the super chat, whoever that was. Somebody won a bet earlier today for betting Bedard would score, and lo and behold, that was the first goal of tonight's game. I got to catch a snack here and go snuggle with all the floofy critters in my house and Mrs. Twister. You guys have a good night. Thank you for watching the stream. We'll be back again. I don't want to say soon enough because of the Olympics, but hopefully not too long from now. All right, catch you later.